What's up everyone, my name is Anthony Josh Pros, but you can call me AP for short, and welcome back to another Battle Nations video. The Dreadnought. One of the hardest bosses everyone is trying to beat as of right now. Even myself, I attempted it last night, and it didn't go so well. Not as close enough. But if you didn't know, there is actually a unit that drops from the Dreadnought himself, and it is called the Ironclad. Like I said earlier, I have not defeated the Dreadnought myself yet. I am still trying to do that. But someone from pWar, Ballzy, has defeated the Dreadnought and got the Ironclad. I believe he's actually the first person to ever get the Ironclad.
You will win. You will win.
If it misses this attack here,
you will win. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Go.
I have to pass.
You got this. Is ready for the last like 4 turns.
We won.
You're done. You have done it. You have done it.
Fuck yeah, boy. Oh!
And you got it.
Holy shit.
Oh my fucking god, that's...
Now, before we get into the stats of it all, let's just have a first look at all the different naval units the Ironclad can go against and how it handles itself. So the Ironclad does have 2 different attacks, which one of them is the Mega Bombard and the Bombard attack. Now, the first attack being the Mega Bombard, it does roughly 87 damage to 131 damage. It solely focuses on one tile, but also has splash damage to make a plus shape attack pattern. Now, with the Bombard attack, the second attack of the Ironclad, it actually attacks in a 1x3 tile formation, but also has splash damage as well. Now, I look at this attack as basically just a different variation of the M10, but I will say the first attack is the stronger attack compared to its second one. So looking at the Ironclad against the Sovereign Navy, that first Mega Bombard attack against that mine layer, and the Ironclad can definitely dish out its own damage, but I still think you're going to be needing to train this unit with M10s. Maybe if you want to just use buoys for those smaller formations, you definitely can, but I'd rather not risk it with the Ironclad. I'd rather just farm with M10s. It's also not like you're going to be getting a lot more Ironclad unless you are constantly farming that Dreadnought. I just don't. I mean, again, look at right there. The Ironclad against that tax sub. It definitely shredded all the armor, and it also shredded a lot of its HP, but it still is standing. So, and with that second attack, even though the Ironclad is in the very front row, it can't hit that back row where the tax sub is. Now for the Ironclad versus Reef Bandits, that Mega Bombard on the Armor Tug and the Power Boat. Oh my gosh, that is nice, especially with that second attack just to clean everything up. Takes out the Armor Tug in basically 2 shots, and that Power Boat is standing still. So, I mean, you know, maybe that's just random RNG, but the Power Boat can definitely do some damage to the tugboat. I believe the Ironclad does take more damage from torpedoes. So if there's any subs, any power boats, I would highly recommend taking those units out first just to protect your Ironclad. Solely because the Ironclad does take bonus damage against torpedoes. Now, the Ironclad versus Shadow Force Navy. I usually have issues with this group of enemies, but for the Ironclad at rank 1, it looks like it does a decent amount of damage, especially if you shear off that armor first on the ships. And again, with that second ability kind of mimicking the M10, it still does a decent amount of damage. It compares to an M10, honestly. I mean, even right there with that second attack on that R1, it did a decent amount of damage, and it holds itself up pretty well. And now we'll see the Ironclad against monster groupers, because these guys suck, because they definitely always breach our ships, and I hate it every single time. But against the Ironclad, that can't actually happen. So the Ironclad is actually immune to 2 things: stun, and most importantly, breach. The Ironclad cannot be breached. It is basically immune to monster groupers, torpedoes breaching it, but it'll still do a decent amount of damage towards your torpedoes, honestly. So the Ironclad is definitely pulling weight against these monster groupers with that first attack and the second attack dealing plus 100 damage. So there we go. We see 160 crit on the Ironclad and no breach because it can't happen. And now for the Ironclad in-game stats, we're looking at 600 total HP. That's going to be 400 in HP, 200 in armor. We're looking at 20 bravery, 40 defense, and it is a blocking unit. And here we're looking at the defense base crushing 55, explosion 55, fire 80, piercing 45, depth charge 85, and torpedoes, a 20% bonus damage from torpedoes, actually. So again, really watch out for those powerboats, submarines, tac subs, anything like that. You want to take those out if you're using the Ironclad, because those guys are going to be pretty dangerous to this unit. And for the armor, we're looking at 55 crushing, 45 explosive, 45 piercing, 85 depth charge, and again 110% on the torpedo. And for the weapons, the Mega Bombard, is ammo is 2 and reloads in 6 turns. And for the normal Bombard, that's going to be also 2 ammo and 5 turns to reload. And overall, the Ironclad, just the design of it, I actually really like it. I never got to really see the Ironclad back then. I stopped playing Battle Nations kind of right before Naval came out, so this is all new waters to me. But the design of the Ironclad is definitely sick. I love the colors. It definitely matches the Dreadnought, and it's overall a pretty decent unit, especially that it can't be stunned and it can't be breached. Just worry about those torpedoes and you should be fine. Now, if you want to get your hands on your own Ironclad, you got to defeat the Dreadnought, and if you defeat the Dreadnought, you have about 5% chance of getting your own Ironclad. So it's going to suck, but you know what? If you want this unit early and you don't want to wait for leveling up your M10s, leveling up those monster groupers, those buoys, you might as well gamble it today. But that's going to be it for this unit spotlight, guys. If you enjoyed this is the first time that I'm doing this, and I have to say thank you again to Ballzy from pWar. He actually messaged me if I wanted to do an Ironclad review, and he sent me all the footage and all. I couldn't be more grateful, honestly. But if you guys enjoyed this type of video, let me know, and I would love to do a spotlight on the Kraken and the Sinister if you guys really want. Please like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!